Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. And today we have a nice day. We went to explore the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is a book written by Covey. It's one of the amazing books that I've ever read, and we would have amazing journey in this book. Very summarized. It won't take your time too much, and I promise you, if you use these habits in your life, it can transform your life completely, absolutely, trust me. Okay, let's get started with the first one. Habit number one is about being proactive. What does it mean? It's about taking responsibility of your lives. Okay, this means that you are the only person that takes responsibility of your life, not others, not circumstances, and not conditions, not environments, not society. We don't talk that these conditions, these circumstances won't affect on our life, but we are not product of circumstances. Okay, we have our decisions, we have our life as well. So circumstances are only one part of our life, not entire. Okay, so we have to consider that we have to take responsibility, and we are responsible for our decisions, for our behaviors and others. So we cannot just complaining about circumstances or conditions. So we are not the product of them. So maybe you're wondering that how our decisions are affected. Okay, how we are making decisions when circumstances are happening, when, for instance, some bad things happen for us. I have to tell you that there is something that we call it responsibility. It means that between the stimulus and reaction, we have a space that we make decisions in this space. Okay, for instance, when something bad happened for me, that occurrence is not something that I can control. Okay, it just happens. Unfortunately, bad things can happen for us. Okay, this is not something that we can control it. Maybe we can do some considerations and do beneficial things that prevent those occurrences, but that could happen again. Okay, it's out of our control. But after happening that bad events or bad thing, okay, and our reaction, there is a space. Okay, for instance, consider a person who stops in the traffic. Okay, if I'm a person who just complaining about the conditions, okay, what I'm doing, I'm complaining rather than I can, for instance, listen to a podcast, because traffic is not something that I can control. Maybe I can route my destinations and find a better way to go, but for instance, all of them have been occupied by a lot of people and I'm stuck in traffic. So I prefer to listen to a podcast rather than complaining. So as I told you, there is a space between make decisions, between reaction and a stimulus. Okay, we have to consider this. Let me clarify about circle of influence and circle of concerns to be more understandable for you. Circle of concerns is about the things that we are worried about, but we cannot do anything. For instance, consider a person who is not interested in rainy weather. So today is a rainy weather. That person is going to be sad, okay? But the weather is out of our control. We cannot do anything for it. We just have to accept it and do our routine, okay? So this is not something that we can do something. And for a lot of topics, a lot of subjects, this is happening, but unfortunately we'll focus on these concerns that we cannot do anything. Versus we have circle of influence. Circle of influence, as it obvious from its name, is based on the things that we can do something for them. We can influence on them. Okay, for instance, I'm sad about how I behave with my parents, so I can refine it. Okay, or I'm not good with my behaviors, so I can change it. This is something that I can do something for it. Or for instance, I'm not reading any book, so I can start reading right now. So circle of influence is something that we can do something for it, and it's based on our control, rather than the circle of concern, that's the things that we cannot do anything for them. So a wise person a person with knowledge. Focus on circle of influence rather than circle of concerns. And if you just think about your life, if you think about the problems, about the challenges, about the worries you have, you consider that maybe most of them is about circle of concern, the things that are not in your control. So please pay attention to this point, that we have to focus on circle of influence rather than circle of concern. Second habit is about begin with the end in mind. Okay, after taking responsibility, Stephen Covey tries to tell us that we have to consider our goals. Okay, it's about envisioning the future, and that's it about our personal mission statement. Okay, each person in his or her life has mission to do. It means that you have some values. Okay, you have some values that you want to reach. Okay, and this is your mission statement, and how you can find it should be discussed in another video. But something that defines you, something that you're lived for. Okay, these are your values, and based on your values your mission will define, and your actions, your daily routines should be based on your mission. Okay, you have to envision your future, and you consider yourself that you will reach out to your goals, and then you have to consider what actions are required to reach you on that point, how you can achieve your goals by doing but okay with actions. So all of this consider for habit number 2. Okay, as I told you, I have to review my daily activities. That are these activities can close me to my mission, or I'm just wasting my time, or I'm in other direction. So we have to consider all of this. So this is another great point, that before any acting we should think first. Okay, we have to consider our mind first, our planning. Okay, is this actually helps me to close my goals, or I'm just doing something? Okay, so don't just act, think first. This is really important. Another habit that I like to discuss is about the put first things first. It's one of the most amazing habits that I've ever seen and I've ever had in my life, and it's really important. But what is the matter? It's about the time management and prioritizing. Okay, prioritize what you have to do and what you shouldn't do. Okay, what are the urgents, what are the importance? Urgent, it means about the things that you have to do them immediately, as soon as possible. But important, this is something that align with your goals and can close you to your goals, and it's great for your long-term goals. Okay, so we have two different types, urgent and important. Okay, in the Eisenhower matrix we have 4 different types of tasks. Okay, first of all, it's about the important or an urgent. Okay, these are the tasks that are aligned with our goals, and they are urgent, they have to be done as soon as possible. So what is the plan for them is doing them. Okay, for instance, consider that you have a deadline for a project that you have to deliver to your customers. So this is urgent and important. For instance, we have a deadline for that, so you have to do them as soon as possible. Doing. Another type is about important and not urgent. Okay, not urgent, as I told you, it's about you are not in a hurry to do them. Okay, you haven't to do them right now immediately, but they are important because they are aligned with your future goals. So we have to plan for them. For instance, consider that my goal is about maintaining my overall health well-being, so I have to plan for exercising. This is not urgent to do it right now, but I have to plan to do them. That's it. Another part is about the not urgent and not it's about the not important and urgent. Okay, this is the one that we are wasting our time a lot, wasting our time, so much time. So we have to consider these 2 parts, that they are consuming our times too much, and we have to remove or delegate them. I am talking about them right now, don't worry. Consider a situation that a person calls you that is not important for you. For instance, I don't know, an advertisement from a company. Okay, this is only wasting your time. This is urgent because you have to do it right now, you have to answer your phone call right now, but it's not important. So you have to skip this kind of task. and delegate them to other people to do them. Okay, especially when you are an employer, so you ask your staff or I don't know, employees to do this. So this is about the delegate, but all of the people are not employers, so we have to skip them as much as we can. Okay, or we can plan for them, for instance, for a return call in another time that is not urgent anymore. So spending your time right now is so important that what you're doing are closing to your goals or just wasting your times. And another part is about not important and not urgent type of task. Okay, these are the things that you are doing and they are invaluable, and these are absolutely wasting your times. Okay, for instance, scrolling the Instagram Explorer, or I don't know, any other videos or any other contents that aren't suitable for you, or for instance, fill your mind with invaluable information and data that are not useful for your life. So we are brainstormed with a lot of information that maybe most of them are not valuable for us. They aren't aligned with our goals, so we have to eliminate them. This is my point, that we have to focus on important urgent and important not urgent, not important and urgent and not important and not urgent. Okay, these 3 and 4 type of tasks, we have to skip them as much as we can. We have to plan to remove them as soon as possible because they are wasting our times. And we have to focus on these 2 parts, quadrant number 1 and quadrant number 2. It's about the doing right now and it's about the planning what we have to do in the future. This is not just about the future, it's about daily routines that we have to do, for instance, for another day. So we have to consider this. And there is a really great law. It's about 80-20. I will talk about them later, but for now, I just like to mention this point that we are only spending 20% of our time to do our most important task, and we are wasting 80% of our time to do not important tasks and things. Okay, so we have to increase this 20% and we have to reduce this 80%, and we have to focus, as I told you, about the 2 first types of tasks. These are something that's closest to our goals. Don't forget for weekly planning and consider your daily routines, your daily activities, that how much they are important and how much they are closing you to your goals. Think win-win. It's about the relationships and negotiation. It's about the building strong relationships. But how is it possible? By setting mutual benefits. It means that both parties, both sides of this relationship can achieve their goals, not only us. Okay, we have to consider the other side as well, not just thinking about ourselves. So if we consider a win-win game, a win-win relationship, win-win negotiation, okay, we would have a strong relationships because the other person and other side trust you, that you are trying for both of you, not only yourself. Again, another habit is about a strong relationships. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. It means about empathetic listening. Okay, you have to listen others and put yourself on their shoes. It doesn't mean intervention. It means about the empathetic listening, and it's about understanding their perspective. You have to see the world by their sides, not by your sides. Okay, you have to consider their problems, and you have to have empathy to them and reflect to them. You have to provide feedbacks for them that confirm your understanding about their situation. This makes a strong relationships. Ancient Greek philosophy is about 3 important concepts: ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos about the credibility, the trust that the person inspires. Okay, we know that person with ethos. Pathos, it's about emotional trust, as I mentioned already. It's about the empathy listening, and any other aspect of empathy that can understand other person's perspectives. And logos is not just about emotional, but also it's about the logical perspective in the relationship. So we have to consider credibility, empathy, and logic. 3 important parts of the ancient Greek philosophy about the relationships and negotiation. Habit number 6 about the synergize is especially useful for team working, okay? And as you see, we have the definition here. Combine the strength of people through positive team working, okay? We have to combine them together all the time. Something that can be achieved as a team cannot be achieved loneliness, okay? So we have to combine the strengths of people, especially about the positive teamwork. I'm not talking about negative teamwork. I'm talking about the positive teamwork. They are working great and we combine their strength. Okay, we have to value the differences. Okay, each person could have different perspective than us, so we have to consider the differences and combine them together. Maybe we can create something more. And everyone's input is valued. In a lot of companies, unfortunately, a person who is a great talker and presenter can achieve everything and has dominant opinion in related to other people, especially the shy people, but they are smart, and even they are smarter than a talker. So we have to consider that everyone's input is valued. We have to consider all of the sides. Maybe a person who doesn't talk a lot but can think smartly and intelligently. We have to consider all of them, not just about the person who is a great presenter. And the last habit that is really important, without any exaggeration, is about the sharpen the saw. It's all about self-renewal and continuous improvement. Improvement is not something that happens just right now. It's life habits. We have to continue our development, our improvement daily, but even a small task, okay? So self-renewal and continuous improvement is crucial and plays an important role in our life, okay? And it should be done in terms of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual renewal, okay? You have to consider all of this. Physical renewal, maybe you can exercise. You can go to the gym and exercise with other people. Mental growth is about the reading and some of the mind challenges. I don't know, playing chess or other things that can challenge your mind. Or even it could be solving an equation in mathematics and other things that you know better than me. And finally, we have emotional and spiritual renewal. Emotional is about for instance, the relationships and the connection that you have with your family, with your wife, husband, and other friends. And finally, we have a spiritual renewal. This is something that's related to your spirit, for instance, helping to other people and spending your time in charity and other aspects. So these are 7 amazing habits that if you put in your life, I promise you that it can transform your life. So please consider all of this. I can tell you another time in order to maintain in your mind, and you can do them. Habit number 1 is about be proactive, taking responsibility, and how you react to the problems. Circle of influence, something that you can do something for them, and this is in your control. And circle of concern, this is the things that are out of your control and you cannot do anything. Begin with the end in mind. Habit number 2 is about envisioning the future. Consider that you reach your goals and what you have to do in order to reach to that point. Please do not just act, think first. Habit number 3 is about put first things first. It's about the time management and prioritizing. Do the things that are urgent and important, and not urgent but important, okay? Escape and eliminate the other types. Urgent and not important, not urgent and not important, okay? Consider the 80-20 law that can help you to manage your time. And please don't forget to weekly planning and specify which activities should be accomplished during your week. Consider think win-win perspective in order to build strong relationships with others and seek mutual benefit, not just yourself, and people trust you in that relationship and you will have strong relationships. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. It's about the empathetic listening. As I told you, understand their perspective, not only seeing the word by your sides, you have to see the word by their sides, and you have to confirm that you are a good listener and you understand how they feeling, especially about their pains. And we have the ancient Greek philosophy ethos about the credibility and the trust that the person inspires. Pathos about the emotional empathy and emotional engagement in the relationships, and finally we have logos. We have to have a rational perspective as well, not just emotional. And synergize is about the team working and combine the strengths of people and value the differences, not only a person who is a great talker or presenter. And finally, we have sharpen the saw. It's about the self-renewal and continuous improvement in terms of physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional renewal. Don't forget to exercise daily and do something that challenge your mind and engage your family and your best friend emotional activities, and finally some of the charity activities that can help you to have better life and the other people. So thank you for watching, and please in the comments let me know that you start with which of these habits, and if you have these habits, please tell me that what changes you experience in your life. Thank you guys, love you, take care, bye bye.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun.